Awesome. So let me switch over. I'm going to share my screen and that way I can get my fun little where's that? There we go. Let me get my thing spread up. Excuse me, you're not supposed to look at that. You're supposed to look at this front fun thing. Um, I did take the time to put the slideshow together. So look at us, isn't that fun? And
Yes,
I
last
didn't re
year.
yeah, but I didn't realize that Cassie, you and I have like amputated legs or something.
I know. You cut my shins off.
We'll have to
We're
get
like
a different,
in the flowers. We're
yes,
blossoming.
but it was cool. So we'll have to get a different picture for next year. So I just wanted to say thank you guys for joining. And we did have between the three organizations, we did have five new team members. Um, so Marissa Snellinger and Tina Leisure rejoined my team. They had dropped in at different times, but they were both joining back. Jeannie, is it Jeannie? Lauren Ortiz?
Is Lauren on? I haven't seen her.
She was on.
It was just on.
There
I'm
she's on.
here.
Oh,
Yeah,
she
she is.
just muted.
I was
So,
trying to thumbs up. Yes,
okay.
it's
So
Jeannie.
Lauren had Jeannie and Stacy Singleton, and then Cassie had Jackie Grimes. So, welcome. None of those guys are on tonight, but hopefully they will watch the replay. So,
Welcome.
welcome to our teams in March. And just remember, we are doing like anybody that joined in March, today's the first. So, this is kind of like the earliest that we have team training. It's usually a few days or a week later. Um,
Mhm.
so, all of the recognition and all of the new members are all from March. So, um, I just wanted to make sure that all of you guys know the specials that are going on. So we have the entertaining essentials, which I didn't even know. Are they 20? Does it say 20% off or
I didn't see that it said that. It just lists the price, and that's all I
yeah,
looked
it
listed.
didn't say that. But in the past, it's been 20%. So if somebody is good with math, if they want to figure that out, that's totally fine because not me. Um, So, all right. And then just remember the host special is 60% off of one small appliance. So there are 13 appliances to pick from. The guest special is the large serving spatula and the tortilla warmer. I got a question. Who all actually uses the tortilla warmer?
Yes.
It was one of those products that came out that I thought, oh my God, this is the dumbest thing in the world. And every single time I have
Looks great.
tortillas, or pancakes or whatever, I always use that thing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this was like the best thing ever.
I use it all the time.
Yep.
Yep.
So, and also for you guys, our dinnerware set, our dishes, there are still ways for you guys to earn these. So remember in January we had for say what we had for sales in January. Plus we had recruiting in January. In February we also had the larger platter for sales. In March we had you could earn a dinnerware set with recruiting. So has has any who's earned any of these dishes yet?
I have not.
Okay, Lisa, you raised your hand. Which one did you get?
Well, I've only got the platter. Is that what you were talking about? Or the, are you talking
Yeah,
about
yeah. Did you get the platter in January and in
yeah,
February? Okay,
January?
Good
okay.
girl.
Yeah, we did
So awesome.
in January's and February's.
I
Um,
love it.
yep,
So
I
pretty.
absolutely love it. I have one set of the dinnerware as well,
Yay, that's what I
and
need.
they're they're so pretty. I just got to say I love them. I like the fact that they're like I had Target stuff because I had really good stuff and I was pretty rough on them and broke things. So I bought some Target things. And they were just plain solid, but they were heavy. These are the same way. They're very solid, but they're just very, very pretty. and I am looking forward to getting more pieces to it. So in April, April is an awesome month. In April, you have the ability to earn up to 4 of the coffee mugs. So for when you sell 1,000, you can earn 1 set of 2, and then when you hit 2,000, you get to earn another set. So
Nice.
4 mugs right there, boom, you're done. And I have a feeling there's got to be another way. There's got to be 2 other opportunities to earn
Like-
cookware. Oh my God, the dinnerware.
Mhm. Yeah, they
So-
said 4 chances during the year, I think.
Yeah. So I knew that there were 4 chances. We've got 2 chances so far. So there's got to be 2 others. And remember, and we'll talk about another way, another item that you can earn. Cassie's going to talk about that later as we get into it. But don't shoot them down. They're absolutely beautiful and nice and solid and very trendy looking. I was walking in Target and I'm looking in the Joanna Gaines section when I went through there, and I looked at that and was like, that looks pretty familiar, like very similar to what we have. So
On trend.
yes, on trends. So, all right. So I did not, this is just for my team. I
Wow.
just want to give a shout out to my team because Victoria had the number 1 spot at $14.96 in sales.
Woohoo.
Bridget was number 2. Donna, congratulations. You were in the 3rd spot.
All right.
Then Marilyn and Tina. And our team, we were Advanced Director Green, so way to go. And congratulations on that. Lauren and Cassie, do you have your stats? Do you want to shout out to anybody?
I don't have it.
Okay.
Nobody's on right now anyway, so
Okay.
we're good. Thank you.
I don't have my exact stats, but my team was green. We had like 5,000 like $20. So we definitely we
did it.
made it. We were green.
Okay.
I will say that Anne had over $1,000, so she did earn level 1 of the summer product. So congratulations to Anne. And then Brooke had over $500 in sales as well. And Lisa and Tim were active also. So congratulations to all of you guys.
Congratulations. All righty. So I am going to go on to consistency. So this is a wonderful quote that I love, and it's motivation gets you going, but discipline keeps you growing. If you want to grow, consistency is the key. So I printed out some of this so you guys can see it. You know, if you work in your business on Monday, this is just an example. If you work on it on Monday and then take 2 to 3 days off, then do it again on Thursday and then take 2 to 3 days off. Because of the weekend, you know, you want to hang out with the family, you want to do stuff, and then on Sunday you're like, oh crap, I haven't worked my business at all. So then you're like, you feel guilty and you got to sit down and do something, right? If that is your motto, your business is not going to work. You have to spend time every single day. That doesn't mean you have to sit down for hours every single day. Because remember, we all have different goals. So some of us, this is our business, this is our income, we rely on this. We're going to spend more on our business than somebody has a hobby. But I'm just going to give you that tip. Even if you take 15 minutes a day to do some type of income producing activity. I've got more information on that, but every single day, it becomes a routine. And there's a little bit more that I'm going to be sharing with on that. So, but just remember, where was it? Just remember, it's just like exercising. If you don't block it off and you don't make time for that, it's not going to happen. Just sharing that. So, consistency beats intensity, and success is rarely because of one big sale. It's about being consistent, doing small things over and over again. Before I get into that, so I am reading this book and it is called The Consistency Pill. I am never one to read these motivational books, and I have a ton of them sitting behind me in that I've read 2 or 3 chapters, but then I get bored and I put it away. Even the ones about being consistent, like procrastinate on purpose. That's a big one. I'm like, I think I made it to the 3rd chapter and was like, boom, this is boring. I can't read this anymore. Well, this book was, I don't know whether it was a different time for me, like I was more open to reading it or what, or whether it just really spoke to me. So I read it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like the perfect timing for my business. So when I had that little thing about the time and the little clock in there, what I've been doing, I block out time. I almost said blackout. That doesn't mean blackout. I block out time every single day. And my phone, I set the timer. And depending on what I'm doing, I set it for 30 minutes. And I will tell you, when I don't set my timer and I just get on Facebook and stuff like that. Oh, I'm going to send some booking messages and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, squirrel. Oh, that's a cute ad. Oh, look at this. Most of us get like that. If you are focused enough and you set a timer, boom, you block out everything else and you send your messages. You don't respond. You don't look at the incoming messages. You send your messages. Or you're focused on saying, okay, I have to do my template because I got a party coming up. Boom, turn off all other notifications and focus on that. That is a big tip that I have for you guys. If you can turn off notifications on your phone, your emails, your Facebook messages, if you can turn off all notifications, it is so much easier for you because you will not get distracted and you'll be able to continue and say, focus. Okay, this is my booking messages, 15 minutes, boom. Or whatever you're going to be doing and set it. Even if you say, okay, 15 minutes is up and I'm not done and I want to do another 15 minutes, boom, set it again. But it's going to consistently help you. So one thing I want to share on here, okay? Remember, Bill Gates created Microsoft only because he spent all of his high school days programming while all of the other kids were out having fun, okay? The Beatles played every night at no-name bars before they made it big. Consistency is what will take you forward. Intensity is what will burn you out. Every business like ours goes through rejection. Whoops, crap, I'm messing up some rejection, okay? And here's a quote from a book that I'm reading. And it says, I was talking to someone last night and she asked me if there was a better platform than Facebook to generate sales because she was getting a ton of rejections lately. I told her that the problem wasn't Facebook because if you go to Instagram or LinkedIn, you're still going to get rejections. So how do you handle that never-ending rejection? You don't even have to raise your hand because we all get it. We all get no's, okay? So a couple of the things that I have in here. All right, I have mine. All right, this one. All right, number 1 is know that people are not rejecting you. They're saying no to the message, not you. That is really important to remember, okay? Number 2 is about your mindset and changing your perspective on who loses when someone is not in. Wait, what? That doesn't make sense. Who loses when someone is not interested? Sorry. Remind yourself it's their loss, not yours. The timing might not be right, but it's still their loss. I am really bad at my spelling right here. Okay, the number 3 is change your self-talk to you don't need them, but they do need you. You have tons of people you can sell to, but there's only one of you that can work with, that they can work with, and they lost out on that opportunity. Number 4, realizing you are doing them a favor when you ask them to host and join. It's not the other way around. I know a lot of us feel that way, like, please host a party for me, but that's really, you've got to rethink your wording and change it because you are doing something for them. You're giving them the discounts when they host that party. Number 5, let me see, make sure I do this right, make sure I've got all my stuff in here. Number 5, visualize success before you reach out to someone. Don't constantly think about the no's you've gotten and start thinking about the yeses. If you think about the negatives, you attract negative. You know, if you're going to be a Debbie Downer, guess what? It's going to be hard to get out of that cycle. Number 6, reach out to a higher no. This was real. I'm going to back up. This was really important. This was really one that spoke to me. So reach out to a higher number of people. If you only talk to 5 people a week and they all say no, ouch, that's going to hurt, right? But if you reach out to 50 people a week, those 5 no's won't hurt as bad. And since you have 45 other people to follow up with, you need to talk less to more people. So short little messages, boom, send them. Okay. Number 7, realizing, wait, I messed up. Sorry. Excuse number 7 because I accidentally put the wrong one in there. Okay. So it says you get paid for every no. What? How does that work? Okay. Even if you have no clue what you're doing in this business, at least 1 out of every 100 people will say yes. That means you earn $100 for every party and you reach out to 100 people before someone books a party, you still have earned $1 for every no. So turn it into a game. If you track your numbers, which you really should be, you will get paid more and more for each no as your skills get better and you stay more consistent. Okay. I don't know why I messed up on that one because that's what I just said on there. So I think I messed up on the numbers. Sorry. Okay, number 9. Don't wait until you've gone through all of your personal contacts before you start looking for new ones. Constantly look out and reach out to new people. Okay. So I think I went through that a lot faster because I was afraid that I was gonna like talk too much. So, all righty. So Cassie, I am going to bring you up and let you talk about conference. All right, Cassie?
I'm sitting here talking. No wonder nobody's answering me. Airhead. I said, is anyone on here planning to go to conference? We know of 2, 3. Yay, Donna, Lauren, me,
And me.
Sarah. Looking. Is that and Lauren
And
oh,
Mhm.
Anne's iPad. Anne's iPad is going.
Yes.
Anne's not feeling well, so she doesn't have her camera on, but
Okay.
Oh,
she's
I'm
going to
sure you look
conference.
beautiful.
Thank you,
Okay,
dear.
so I just have like some numbers in case you guys haven't taken a look at it, or the ones who are on here aren't going or are watching a replay, or you don't know where to find the information. So you can find out everything I'm going to tell you in your consultant corner. So I'll tell you how to get to that. If you go to consultants corner, in the top right, you will see a drop down where it says links. So when you click on that, the very first one says conference 2025, and that's where you would go to sign up. So I'll tell you more details, but if you want to look at it after this later tonight and you didn't say yes, you're a person to go and you want to revisit that, that's where you will go. Or you can feel free to ask any one of us. It is our annual celebration and it's amazing. I think it's amazing. I mean, for the information and for the connections with the people that you see on these Zooms, but you haven't met in person yet. So, conference is in Rosemont, Illinois. We've had it there probably most of the years rather than in downtown Chicago. So it's in a more rural area and it is July 17th to the 19th. The 16th is a date that they added on, and that's for people that earn award that I'm actually going for right now, and I know Tara is. I don't know, are you doing it also, Lauren? Trying to shoot for excellence? And that is selling so much in a year, and you get awarded and awarded for that. Anyway, so that they've put an extra day at the beginning for that. So we personally will be going the 16th to the 19th, so we can be there for that. And that also pushes us to earn that too by scheduling that.
And there's
So,
also the leadership event, I think that's in our organization. You know, there's always a leader thing. I'm pretty sure she said that was
oh, I
Wednesday
didn't
night.
know she announced that yet.
I don't know if it was fully announced yet or not, but I think that's what I heard.
Okay. Um, our national executive is what she's talking about. All of everyone that falls underneath of Stacy Itzel, she has something we all get together, all of the
No,
people that attend in person. Is that what you're
no,
talking about?
not that. No, it's the leadership one. You know, like last year was the gambling thing.
Oh, okay.
That thing. There's like a leadership fun event that we can do. They've done like last year was like a gambling thing that you could do, like a casino night. We did one that was like the escape room. We did one that was a pizza making thing. It's something for leaders to do. So another reason to shoot for leadership.
Yeah, that's an extra cost, but that's something, but I have heard nothing about it yet.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's still time to register, even if you haven't thought about it. You have until in-person registration closes on June 11th on my birthday, so you have plenty of time to think about it. But let me finish this. So if you can't swing going in person, which I strongly, strongly suggest, it is truly a game changer, like you wouldn't know unless you've been. Um, you have the virtual option. It costs less, and I'll tell you that in a moment. And that is on June 12th, the very next day. That opens up when in-person closes. So for registration, that the cost of registration covers whether you are registering for virtual or in person. You get the perks of some free gifts, which would be new fall items, and um, the cost of actually going to the conference or having all of the videos available afterwards if you're virtual or in person. So for in person, the cost is $269. That's the fee for conference. If you're a new consultant that joined after last June, then it's only $159 for you. So if you're newer, and it is definitely an investment in you and your business that is worthwhile. So you'd have to pay to get to Rosemont. You'd have that cost. And then we usually team up and split rooms, which I'll talk about rooms in a minute, but those are your three costs. And then, of course, whatever food or spending money you want. So it's an investment, but you still have time if you think you can swing that. We would love, love, love more people to come. So in-person attendees for paying that $269, you are going to get a piece of the cookware. It's another platter only for in-person and more than $200 value of new products. So those will ship directly to your house, but you'll learn what the products are because you are the first that gets to see them when you are in person, or you'll get to see that virtually also, as they announce what all the new products are. And that's so exciting to be a part of that. If you decide to do the virtual, it's $99 and you get a little more than $40 worth of product. So you still get something free and they're going to ship it to you and you'll see it be announced, but you get less for doing virtual and it costs you significantly less. Let's see. So conference, what is that? So anyone who is a consultant and that chooses to go or register will be there, all levels. And you get to see all of the people that you might see virtually. You'll get to meet people from home office, from the test kitchen people that do the videos. You'll get to see the CEO of the company. You'll get to hear testimonials that will bring you to tears from, other consultants, men and women from all over the US. And the stories are probably my favorite part. Just hearing, why somebody got into the business. And, there's so many different reasons, and it's just a melting pot of different people coming together. And it's a touching time. You'll have access to the recordings for, I don't know if they give it like 30 days or something afterwards. PC gear, that's all of your PC bling. They always have exclusive in-person gets priority. And then after, I don't know, they usually announce it after they have an opportunity to shop. Then they open it up to the virtual attendees and they have exclusive stuff just for national conference. So if you didn't register for either, then you won't have access to any of that. So that's kind of cool too, especially if you don't have any shirts, which you should always have some kind of PC bling, because when you're out and about, it really, people will start conversations with you. I was at spring break with my daughter and had something Pampered Chef and had people stop me. So that helps your business. It's the only opportunity that you'll get to do a home office tour or to tour the what do they call it? Heritage home. And that is where our founder lived and started Pampered Chef in 1980. Okay, and then the last part is about housing to give you a little bit more information. And I don't know if you, Lauren, and Tara noticed this or not, but they finally changed it, and I think it's fair. That they used to only have it open to executives first and then, trickle down the line to directors. That way they could, book their rooms and then consultants. So it's only for executives and then it opens to everyone. So Donna, and Lauren, all of us can get a room at the same time. There's no hierarchy on that. So,
What date is that?
okay, it opens on April 9th
Ninth.
at 10 a.m. Central Time. So put it on your calendar. And you want to be I use my laptop and be able to refresh, because I will tell you, they offer they get blocks of rooms, but they can't get enough for the whole company. So when they're gone, they're gone. And what it equates to is about $100 less per night on the prices. So this year they are only partnering with 3 hotels. There are lots of other hotels, and Tara and I actually booked one outside of Pampered Chef just so we could have a buffer, and have a room. And one of them was like the price point was at Pampered Chef's price point. So if you use Expedia or hotels.com, you can go and look now. It's in Rosemont, Illinois. And it's right near the Stephen J. something convention center. Literally, we're there, and then a couple of blocks away, there's the Rosemont Theater. That's where they will have like what do they call it? The main sessions.
General session.
General sessions. They have 3 of those there. And then in the conference center, they have what they call breakout sessions, which are little, I don't know, 30-minute to an hour learning sessions that you can pick and choose which ones you want to go into. And then there's some for director and above to train them for leadership. But, it's very casual. Of course, you want to be respectful coming in late or leaving early, but we're all adults. If you need to leave early for, a phone call or whatever, you can do that. It's not like sitting in a classroom because there are hundreds of seats. So, there's so much to learn, and it's like going to school. You can pick what topic you feel you really need help with. You really need help with learning how to talk to people to recruit. They will have executives and directors and consultants, all different levels that they've chosen from all over the US to, hey, they're really doing a good job, and ask them to be presenters. And it's great because you're hearing from your peers and it's comfortable. So they have all of that for you. So the three hotels that Pampered Chef has are DoubleTree, O'Hare, and those rooms are going for $225 a night, and that is about $100 less than what if you go on to their site, because I looked at that today. Hyatt Regency is 254 or 234, and Embassy Suites is 275 a night. So, you can go on and see what works for you. Tara and I have been rooming together. Donna roomed with us 1 year. So, you can get partnerships with people that you feel comfortable with, or you can get your own room. But if you want one of those discounted, you need to be on April 9th, be on before 10 a.m. because as soon as it opens up, I'll tell you, the first one that sells out every year is the most expensive one is Embassy Suites, because they have breakfast and happy hour. And they also, all of their rooms have like a little living room with a pull-out sofa that's separate from the bedroom area. So that worked out good for us because Tara gets up early and I like to sleep as late as possible. So she could go in and have coffee and work. So connect with, whoever's team you're on, or whoever you might, feel comfortable with if you would want to talk about rooming with someone and partnering with someone, because it is way cheaper if you don't mind, sharing a room with someone. And that's really all I have. There's one more I'm trying to think of. The Crown. That one is right there on that strip also. That one I think was 230 a night. So right there at the low end of what Pampered Chef's offering us, and it's equally as nice, and it is exactly next to where we're going to be walking to the theater. So I have one of those rooms booked, and Tara has an Embassy booked just as an extra in case any of you guys go on and you don't have luck booking a room. We suggest getting on there, booking one if you have a credit card. Um, One person is going to have to pay a deposit, and all of the rooms are refundable, I think. And I think I didn't write that date down. I'm sorry. I think it was until May something. So, between now and May or June, you'll figure out if you're going to go or not. And if you don't need that room because say you're going to jump in with Rochelle and, you guys decide you're going to be roommates, you can drop that room because other people will be looking for discounted rooms. But we go on and grab what we can so we can accommodate our team members if need be. So,
And Cassie, I just want to point out one thing is just remember all of your travel expenses, your airfare, your hotel, your registration, your food, all of that stuff is also a tax write-off.
mhm.
So it's a tax deduction for your business. So although you are paying for it upfront, at least you are getting, adding it to your taxes in the back end.
That's true. And I'll also add, as far as being organized for your taxes, in your consultant's corner, if you click my account and at the top right-hand side, there's a drop down of all of your personal things. There's an income expense report. So if you're running a party and you add a free gift, let me know if you don't know what I'm talking about, but you add a gift and at the bottom it says, do you want to make this a consultant gift or charge their credit card? So when you hit make it a consultant gift, it automatically puts it in that registry for the whole year for you, all of the consultant gifts, because those are a write-off also, that you write those off. But you can go manually enter your expenses and see where you are for the year as well, but it makes life way easier, and that's right in there in your consultant's corner, my account for you for taxes at the end of the year.
I use that 100%. So we just did our taxes a few weeks ago, and all of my expenses, so everything like my subscript I almost said prescriptions, subscriptions, my Pampered Chef website, I pay for boards, I pay for Canva, I pay for Project Broadcast. If you're doing Post My Party, anything else that you use for your business. If you're doing stamps, if you're mailing host packets, if you're mailing anything, any office supplies that you have to buy, that is all included in there. Also, like I did a cooking party. Victoria's not on tonight, but she does the same. I did a cooking party 2 week and a half ago, and I brought like two things. I told her, I said, she had enough people coming. It's a good enough party. I said, I'll bring the little pitas for the little dipping thing. So I added that to my receipt. I added that to my stuff. Plus, I did my mileage. So all of that stuff is tax deductible.
There's so much more, but you talk to your personal accountant
Yeah.
because everyone's is different. I mean, mine even tells me I can do market comparison. So, and I do that. Like I will order Hexclad because we have the stainless steel nonstick to compare the two products, and I can write that off if I'm comparing it. So it all depends on your tax person, but there is a lot that is a write-off, and it is makes it so easy. Being it's still kind of the beginning of the year, I suggest looking at that and using it because there's so many things that I'm like, oh, I'll remember that I paid for that kit for that person or whatever, and I'll write it down. You forget about it. So it's just like keeping your receipts, but sticking them in there and checking them off that you did that. And I'm sorry I went way off track, but that is an important thing for everyone.
I agree, that is. And tax, it's April, so it is coming at the end of tax time. So
Ugh.
great. So let's go not shoot the next one, but you know what I mean. Good.
Don't shoot Lauren. We like her.
That's not what I meant. Let's move on to Lauren. Lauren's going to talk about this guac and roll challenge.
That's cute. I didn't see that.
Okay, yes. So today, our upline executives announced that they had some goals that they made for themselves. And so they gave us a challenge. So, first of all, they would like to have each one of our executive leaders be green in the month of April. So, everybody on this call is under Stacy Itzel's executive um, organization. So she wants her entire organization to be green, and her goal is for every director team in her executive organization to be green. So that is what she has challenged every director team in her organization to. So, in addition to that, each director team in her organization has been challenged to book 30 parties per director team. So we have this fun guac and roll booking challenge. So it's 30 bookings until April 21st. So let your director know what bookings that you have already. And when you get new bookings, then you need to update your director and let them know before April 21st so that they can add your name to this cute little tracker here. So I was afraid that it was going to be like the guacamole serve and save and like the mince and roll. Like I thought it was going to be some sort of like sales challenge between the two of those. And I was like, no, not the mince and roll. But I think it's, sorry, I don't like the mince and roll, but
We
I
all
think
have our faves.
so, but I think they just called it guac and roll, like rock and roll, rock and roll. Um, so because when your director team has 30 parties booked, then it is almost guaranteed that your director team is going to be green. And so that is the point. There's math behind it. I like math, but I'm not very much of a math nerd. So I don't know what the thing is, but 30 parties booked typically means that your director team is going to be green. So let your director know what parties you have booked already for April, and then you need to update your director each time you get a new booking for April up until April 21st. Then when that happens, when your director team has 30 parties booked before April 21st, when your director team is green for the month of April, and when your upline executive team is green, which ours is Stacy's team, so it's gonna happen. There's no like it's not a problem.
We're always
Um,
green.
then your director team gets into a drawing to win some cash. So I don't know what if your director wins, what they are going to do with the cash. I don't know. I was kind of thinking about that
They
today. Are
said
they going to use it for conference and you know,
they said it was going to be they were giving away $500 in cash, but they were doing it five
yes.
$100. So
So you would get
if
$100
right,
if you win from your director. So right, so you could bring that $100 to conference and have a happy hour with your team, or you
Or
could
pay for
just
your trip since it's an
right, or you
event.
could, maybe do some other things with it. But anyway, that's the challenge. I'm very competitive, so I really want to win this challenge.
I want to win this challenge.
I really want to
I'm gonna
have
win this
30
challenge.
bookings before the 21st. Before other direct, I want to be like one of the first teams, but
We only need 25 more.
well, there you go. There you go. But yeah, you get your name on this little avocado heart guy.
Awesome. I think everybody gets it, and that is awesome. So I wait a minute. Let me X out of here. So I have something that I didn't tell. I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, all right, it's 8:43. It won't take me long. So I wanted to share with you guys something that I got, none of you guys, because I didn't even tell Cassie, I didn't even tell Lauren. But when I went to Chicago, when I went for the leadership event back in February, I met a group of other leaders from different organizations. And there was something that we've stayed in touch. We actually had a Zoom last week. We were trying to brainstorm ideas on how to get bookings because we all know things have been a little bit more challenging right now to get bookings. You know that the whole business goes like this, right? Um, and they shared, one of them shared this whole document. I can share it with you guys. Um, I don't know where the document is, but I have it in here. So let me just show you guys what I have in here, under here, and I've got bookings. This was something called the emoji asks. So you know how like in the parties when we do our bonus prize, this was basically in lieu of the bonus prize. But instead of waiting to the very end of it, when people start joining, you ask 10 people a day and you follow up with 10 people a day. So it was a little bit confusing for me because I was a little bit, not sure exactly how to do it, but it's not just for parties. So if you don't have any parties going on, that's okay. Like this one, every message starts with an emoji. And the reasoning is because when somebody sees in their messages, the emojis catch their eye. They showed me a whole like video. And when you're scrolling through, the ones with the emojis caught their eyes more. This was one that they sent to, this wasn't like for a party. They changed it up slightly for a party, but this one was like, hey Donna, congratulations, you're one of the winners in my Pampered Chef Daily drawing of my friends list. Boom, that means you're sending it to everybody in your friends list, but you're only doing 10 at a time. Please message me back to confirm you've seen the exciting news and I'll reveal the prize. Big congrats, and don't worry, it's totally legit. It's really me, no scam. It was just, I kind of like the wording on it, and I've been doing it. So the key is when you're following up, so follow up if they don't respond, follow up in 24 hours. So just, hey, just wanted to see, make sure you saw this. Then once they respond, send them this. It's basically like the upgrade prize,
Mhm.
but it's a little bit different laid out. And basically saying, I'm upgrading, this month I'm upgrading, host a virtual party with me and get a free product from me. You can give them a season's best cookbook, which is $2. If they're booking and hosting a party and their sales are 200 or whatever above, guess what? You've already made that money back. Depending on, it's up to you, it's your business, so you can offer what type of product or what value amount you want. Hosting is free, da 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 da. And then follow up number two, hey, what do you think? All good either way. Number three, circling back. There's different words for them. I don't know what that one's for. When they say no, then come back with an objection. Okay, I understand. Just curious, is that not now? Is now not a good time? Or are you just not interested? Basically, asking them, cutting to the chase. Some people, and then it's like no time. Somebody has no time, no worries. Totally doesn't have to be right now. I can definitely work with your schedule. So sometimes people say, no, I can't do anything because I've got too much on my plate. Well, in a month or 2 months, things might be a little bit better. You just never know. So the key is to just not say, if they say no, no, I can't do it. The key is to just say, not to say, okay, thanks, boom, count it off. Find out, does that mean now, not now, or no, never? So this one was when you get two no's, then offer them. If you need anything in the future, I hope you'll think of me. Here's an e-cookbook. And invite them to your VIP group. So it was just a neat little way. And I will share okay, so whoops, let me move this up here.
I
All right,
like it. I just can't get past the number one FU, number two FU.
everybody.
I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna say that. I will
Well,
say Tara just said about continuing the conversation, and you may feel uncomfortable at first. You might feel like you're pestering them, but having those words, because that was very just reading the words, it wasn't like pushy and committal, but just want to make sure you know. I just recently got a party because I didn't have a lot, and if I wouldn't have asked the whys in a non-pushy way, like, oh, well, and she said, no, it's just that I can't right now because I'm trying to save money because my daughter's going to be married in a couple of months. If she wouldn't have said that, I would have never known to say, did you know that we do registries? And
boom.
bam, she said, no, I had no idea. I said, yeah, you could do a registry for her right now, and you can do an online bridal shower, or you could couple it with one. She's like, that's perfect because she's so busy and she's out of state and she's getting ready to graduate college before the wedding. And we can't even have a bridal shower. And I'm so bummed. So, yeah, let's do it. And she's got $500 in orders today.
That's
If I wouldn't
great.
have asked. So, I
I
mean, it's
did
not a huge one, but it's $500 I didn't have.
I did one and they put the link on their bridal
And not.
page. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And
But I just,
that's like money in the bank for later too, because you can take a link, and I always suggest you link it to a party so they double dip and they
Mhm.
get registry gifts and they get earn rewards. Well, if you ask for their login to the Knot or any of the other sites, I don't know their names, you can add that to the Knot. So there's a message on there, hey, we're registered at Amazon, Target, and Pampered Chef Kitchen Party, and it gives you the direct link. So that could be some orders later for people that don't feel comfortable giving money. They don't know a dollar amount, just depends on your relationship with the person. So they'll go to the registry.
yep. Well, I just wanted to show you guys too. This is my tracker. So hopefully, I know my team, Lauren and Cassie, my team, I've shared this tracker with them before. I have the host, the guest tracker, and then my contacts tracker. So this is what I've done. These are from my asks. You can see on here, like Chrissy's emoji asks, I did 10. And then I followed up. I have to follow up with them again, but I haven't done it, but I need to do that. I was busy today with being the first day of the month with updating all this stuff and then getting ready for training tonight. So, but I split it up so that I wasn't asking. So if you're doing Facebook parties, a lot of you know that if you send too many messages on Facebook, you'll get blocked. So this was an easier way to do it by breaking up the guest list. So I just put this black line through here and put in 10 increments so that I would know, like on the 27th, I sent 10 messages. That was my goal every day. Like before, it used to be 30 messages a day, which honestly could get a little bit overwhelming. And if you're trying to send 30 messages a day and send follow-ups, excuse me, FUs to people, it gets a little overwhelming and you get behind it and you're like, it just takes up so much time. It's much easier, especially if you're working full time or you are short on time and you're working this business and you're really only trying to do 2 or 3 parties a month, then guess what? You might be doing 15-minute increments and 30 reach outs in 15 minutes is pretty hard to do. So 10 minutes.
Easier, and it doesn't make you dis dread having to do
Yeah.
it if you're doing it in bite-sized pieces. You're
Yeah.
still doing the same amount, but you're breaking it down. And I like how organized you are with that, but on paper and pencil. So I would do the same thing that you're doing because
Hey,
you did
I
show this
used
paper
I
and pencil.
used to be paper and pencil and then I lost it. Like I lost my stuff. Like and my kids when I was when my kids were still here when they were younger, like I had my notebook in there and my one daughter when she was like 9 or something like that, she picked up my notebook and she was drawing in it and doing stuff and then I had no idea where it was. So I kind of evolved into this and this system, if I copy their Facebook link, it's right here. It just takes me right to their Facebook thing.
That's
So
so
it,
techie. I love it.
it's so much easier. And I make sure that I put in here whether I've reached out through text because some people I'm doing Facebook and table parties. So there's some people that join through table and some people that join through Facebook. Some join both of them. Well, if I've got their cell phone, I'm going to send a text message instead of a Facebook message. So I make sure I put in here so I know how I've gotten in touch with them. Um, so I don't know why I put a black thing there. Sorry. I'm just going to reset that because I didn't mean to do that. Or I meant to do red instead of black. So I just wanted to share with you guys to at least to keep track because there is a tracker that came with it, but the tracker was a little bit confusing for me. And I'm like, I already have this tracker, so I don't want to add another tracker because it was too much for me. It was simple if you weren't tracking, but I'm already tracking my stuff. So like these 3 people are already people that are like maybes, so I need to follow up with them tomorrow and see if they're, for sure that they're going to do it. These people, they're not responding. And this person, I didn't even update this. She just booked a party with me today for next week.
I
So,
love the stoplight colors. So you could
yes,
just take a glance and see
yep.
what you
Well,
need
and
to do.
yeah, so even through the rest of the year, like I need to continue following up with her. She wasn't answering me, but when I look back through here, I have to follow up with all of these other people that never responded. I'm bad at FUs. I'm sorry. Sorry. But some of
I'm
these
good at FUs.
so some of these people I just been a little bit sidetracked. So some of these people I need to follow up with them and, get like this person. She booked a party, but she won't narrow down a date. So I have to get back with her. Same thing with her. So there's people that can be booking parties. So that is my goal now after today. Tomorrow I'm going to be home and that's my goal is to be following up and sending messages to everybody.
You can
Uh,
do a power hour if anybody wants to,
Yep, I'm going to be doing that.
or
But,
power
you
half
know,
hour.
But you can see when I follow back, like this person, she said no, but check back with her in the summertime. So even though I also put it on my calendar, it's yellow. So I can, this woman's moving. She said, check back with her in the summer. So same thing, check back in the fall, check back in the fall.
Now, can you
Somebody,
share your digital tracker with anybody on here that might want to go digital?
my team, I've shared it with my team, but I can send you and Lauren a blank one that I have. And I
Oh,
have,
you know me, I'd have to figure it out, but
well, I have a
some people
YouTube.
are more tech savvy than
But
me.
I have a YouTube video that I've done that explains how to do it. Like there's all sorts of stuff that you can do and put things in order and alphabetize things and
I'm
like
just going to give you my computer that I bought like years and Donna said and hand it to you at conference when we're rooming and have you
well
set it up.
You
like
haven't been using it?
Oh, I haven't been using the tracker. No.
no,
Oh, oh,
but
oh,
she
Oh, I
oh.
is
use my computer. I love this computer. It's the best decision ever.
but so this is one of the parties that I have going on this week. And I have my guest name, whether they've joined table, Facebook, whether they placed an order, the early bird, a thank you post, reminder tag, ask to book, if they booked, yes or no, follow-ups, prizes, all of this kind of stuff. So you'll notice that I put them in. These are in alphabetical order from the first names. And like she's got a good amount of people in the party. Nobody's really doing anything yet, but it's only the second day of the party. So same thing with this woman, alphabetized. And you can see these like she joined through table, so I don't have a link, but her like everything. This party, she didn't have a ton, but she's already had a bunch of people, you know, wait a minute. Like she's already had people that like this lady
Love it.
booked. She's got 500 in sales on the first day. So it just, you never know. And you've got parties, you could have parties with less people, but they're ordering and they're booking. So, you just try to get more people in, the more people, the better. But this is what I've been using for a year and a half now, and it has been the best system for me that works. Plus, look, I even have a recruiting tab. So you guys can see I have been asking and asking, and some of these,
Y'all, she will talk about this all day long because she loves her systems. My
well, when
system
you
is pencil paper. If you want to have basic, go with me.
But when you find something, no matter what, whether it's
Yes,
paper or pencil, when you find something that works,
exciting.
then you go for it.
And
So,
that's where you get your consistency because it works for you and you can go back and do the same thing for your 15-minute increment. So,
yep. So I have to say, we are our own worst critic. We always think that we're the worst, but all of you guys are successful. We're all successful. Okay. So, I mean, looking back, you might have had a really crappy month or a crappy few months. But you know what? I guarantee that you can look at, I mean, unless you're brand new and you're just starting, but if you've been on for a while, you can look back and say, My sales right now are really terrible, but guess what? I did have some really awesome parties. And like, what was my top party? What was my highest sales? What was I recruited, I think 4 or 5 in 1 month one time, which was a lot for me, but I still remember that. So the key is to remember to look back at the little things that you've done and you have been successful. But it's just like I was saying about the Beatles and what's his face with Google or not, yeah, with Microsoft, Bill Gates, whatever his
that
name
one.
is. They didn't just do one thing and boom, they're successful. It's a lot of things that happened. And oh, somebody's joining in. We're ending, but somebody's you just have to know that be positive with yourself and know that you've been successful. And one thing I learned in that book was we tell ourselves like I keep saying I need to be consistent. I gotta try to be consistent. I have to try to be consistent. There was something in the book. Rochelle,
Think
it was
about
called the
do it.
it was called the consistency pill. I can send the link to it, but in the book, it's this man that is in, I don't know what kind of, he was in sales. And he wrote this book, and he said he was, and then he does like motivational speaking and things. And he said he was speaking and he told everybody, because everybody says, I want to try to be consistent. So he said, okay, I want everybody to stand up. And he had everybody stand up in the room. And then he said, okay, I want you to try to sit down. And everybody started laughing because you can't try to sit down. You either do or you don't. And that's what he was talking about, being consistent. And I'm looking back on, I am not consistent at all. I don't do this. But you know what? I really am consistent with some things.
You
I
consistently don't do that.
no, like
I'm just
I'm
teasing.
consistent at keeping track. I've been keeping up with my tracker. I consistently, when somebody says yes or no, boom, I go to my tracker and I write them in. I make my bed every day. I plan my meals for the whole week for like the last 3 years. And to be accountable for that, I put that in my VIP group. Every Monday is my meal plan Monday. And I share in there my meal plan for the week. And I did it more for me, to be accountable for me so that I would have to do that. And I've had more people reach out and thank me because it gives them ideas, it gives them, and I put the link if there's a recipe link. But I'm just saying that don't be so down on yourself and don't think that you're not consistent and you're not successful, because you are. Thank you. And if at the very last thing, F you every day.
That's right. F all of y'all. F you with letting us know if you want to go to conference with us.
I'm gonna stop.